friends, welcome to Dr. Pramod Udupa B's Commerce Academy, your trusted platform for learning commerce in simple and effective way. The main objective behind designing this channel is to simplify the commerce concepts so that learner at every level can understand them easily with confidence. So I need your support, cooperation for continuous learning. Let us start with our today's discussion. Today we are going to learn a very important topic in accounting. Okay, so this topic is in both PUC as well as in degree, that is issue of share. Right. First, we are going to learn what are shares and the concepts of share and the types of shares, method on the issue of shares and the process of issue. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ in detail ಆಗಿ we are going to learn one by one. Right? So first start with the introduction concept. Right? Issue of share introduction. See, whenever company needs funds ಅಂದ್ರೇನು ದುಡ್ಡು, money. For what purpose? Starting or expanding business. It can raise money from public. Then they go with the public by issuing the share. Okay, ಅವ್ರೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಾಗ, if they want a capital to start the business or expand the business, when there is a shortage, what they do, when they approaches the public for raising the required capital by issuing the share. That process what we call as the issue of shares. That is the main concept behind it. Okay, next we are going to learn a concept of share. What is a share then? See here, share is a part of a capital of a company. What we can see, we can call as it is a part of a capital. It is not a full amount. It is a part, ಒಂದು ಭಾಗ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. If the company required 1000 shares, means in 1000 it may be 1 or it may be 900, like that. It is a one among the part, or you can call it that as a unit of ownership of a company. You can call that like as a unit of ownership of a company. Okay, the person who holds the share, ಯಾರು ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಒಬ್ಬ ಶೇರ್ಸನ್ನು ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೋ ತಗೋತಾನೋ, he become a shareholder of a company. He can call it as a shareholder of a company ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Okay, next we going deal with the different varieties of shares ಅನ್ನೋ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. So there are different varieties are there. Majorly we have two varieties. One is equity share and preferential. See here, what is this equity share? It is called as a common stock. Okay, it is a most common stock. Okay, so once you purchase this share, company issue two type, equity and preference. Once you purchase this share, that become the person become a true owner of the company. Okay, true owner of the company ಆಗೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. So once he become a owner of a company, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, voting rights. He gets a voting rights. Once he get a voting rights, he can take his own decisions in the company and he gets a signing right also. Okay, once he become a owner, he gets a voting rights and signing the document rights, and he can take his own decisions. Okay, when company earns profit, so he has a right to take all the profits, but his dividend is not fixed. What is the another thing here he is saying is his dividend is not fixed. So it depends upon the profitability. When company earn profit, he is eligible to get the dividend. If not, he is not eligible to get the dividend. Okay, and next thing is, if company want to close the business, then he gets the payment at the end after the creditor ಸಾಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋರು ಇರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಮೇಲೆ next comes to preference shareholders. After that he gets the amount. If amount available, then only he is eligible to get the, otherwise he won't get any amount. So this is what about the equity shareholders. So next comes with the preference share. So the second most important share of a company. The company also issue this one also. Okay, so what is this? These shareholder have a preference on their capital. Okay, so they get a fixed rate of dividend on their capital. So like that, 10% preference shareholder, 5% preference shareholder, like that they provide. So they have a preference over their capital, but they are not a true owners of the company. So when they are not a owner of a company, don't have a voting rights. Okay, won't have a voting rights. So they get dividend, fixed dividend on their capital, and at the time of liquidation, closing the company, after creditor they get paid. Okay, after creditor they get the payment along with their interest. Okay, so after that the equity shareholder will get the amount. So this is about the next concept. So next, with the why do company issue share? See, first thing, the company issue share main reasons are raising capital without debt. That means if company has debt, ಸಾಲ ಇದ್ರೆ, so they can issue equity share. No, equity share means ಯಾರು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ they become owner of a company ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. Once owner purchase the share means ಅದು ಸಾಲ ಅಂತ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, their capital ಅಂತ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ರೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಡೆಟ್ is one of the major reason why company go for issuing share. Another reasons are, if the company want to start a new business or project, company issues the share. Need money, so that's why the company issues share. One more is expanding the business. No, company want to expand their business. Okay, it want to expand their business, expanding. Right? See here, this diagram shows expanding their business. The company want to issue the shares. For research and development purpose, again here is showing, no, if the company wants to make some research on new projects, any new concepts, so it requires fund. So there also the company go for issuing of share. So again, payment of existing debt. So they have one more concept here. So where company issue, so to pay the existing debt. If company hatra enadru ಸಾಲ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಆ ಡೆಟ್ ಏನೋ ಸಾಲ ಇದ್ರೆ, if they want to reduce the debt, go with the issue of share. And working capital requirement. See here, working capital requirement, regular working capital, day to day business na run ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ, if company have a shortage, so at that particular time also company go for issuing the shares. Right, next move on to methods of issuing of shares. Right, so what are the methods are there? The first method of issuing share is initial public offer. See, this diagram shows all those things. So here it is a process by which, see, this is a private company, okay, offers its shares to the public. So he company offering the share to his public for the first time, and become public listed company on the stock exchange. ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಗೆ ಶೇರ್ನ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಆಗಿ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಲ್ಲಿ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ, ಸೊ ದೇ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಇಶ್ಯೂ ದ ಶೇರ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. Once it become a public listed company, it has to issue the prospectus. This is the one of the method of issuing the share. And go with the next one, is a right issue of share. Okay, right issue is is the method by which company offer additional shares. Okay, additional shares to existing shareholder. See here, it is a company offering the share to his own existing shareholders in a specific ratio at a discounted price and with a fixed time period. ಓಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಕಂಪನಿಯವರು ಹಿಸ್ ಓನ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ಶೇರ್ ಅಟ್ ಎ ಡಿಸ್ಕೌಂಟೆಡ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್. ವೈ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್? ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಿವಿಲೇಜ್ ಆಫರ್ಡ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್. ಇದೊಂದು ಪ್ರಿವಿಲೇಜ್, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡೋ ಹಾಗೆ. ಬಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೇನ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಟು ರೈಸ್ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಿ ಜನರಲ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್. ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಗೆ ಹೋಗೋ ಬದಲಾಗಿ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಟು ದೇರ್ ಓನ್ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ ಅಟ್ ಎ ಡಿಸ್ಕೌಂಟೆಡ್ ರೇಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಐದರ್ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ರಿಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಫರ್. It is his decision. He can accept or reject the offer. If you reject, it go for a public issue. Okay. Next, go with private placement. Right? What do you mean by this? It is a method of raising capital in which company offer its securities, that is shares and debentures, to selected group of investors. See here, company is offering this share to selected person only, that is banks, insurance companies, mutual fund and wealthy investor, rather than general public. Okay, andar artha enu? It is not going to provide the share to the public, but only giving the share to yarge selected people ಗಳಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್, ನಾಟ್ ಮೋರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ 200 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್. Not more than 200 members as per the Company Act of 2013 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿರೋ ಪ್ರಕಾರ only it has to provide not more than 200 members ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅವರು ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡೋ ನೆಸೆಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ necessary to issue the prospectus, required to issue prospectus. Okay, so this is what we call as a private placement. Next, go with follow on public offer, FPOP. FPO. What do you mean by this FPO? Follow up on public offer is a process by which an already listed company issues additional share to the public. Already listed company, it's a old company, already it is in listed list. Okay, ado they are issuing additional shares to public to raise more capital. For example, Reliance Steel. Okay, so it is already a listed company. Again they are issuing additional share to the shareholders or general public for the purpose of raising more and more capital. That is what we called as the follow up on public offer. Okay, ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅದನ್ನ? ಟು ರೈಸ್ ದ ಫಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ದ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್, ಡೆಟ್ ರಿಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಯಾರು? Security Exchange Board of India. Next, book building. So this is one of the main things. See, book building in public issue. What is this? Process used during public issue of share, where price of the share is determined based on the demand of the investor. While fixing the price of the share, the company gives price band, ಒಂದು ರೇಂಜ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅಮೌಂಟ್ 100 to 120 per share ಅಂತ. The investor has to place bid within that price band. Based on the bid received, the final issue price is decided. It helps in fair and effective price discovery. So this is the process of book building. ಆ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಯವ್ರು ಏನು ಬ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ವಿಡ್ತ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೋ ಆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ವಿಡ್ತಲ್ಲೇ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಬಿಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆಯಿತಾ? ಆ ಬಿಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಅದರ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರೈಸನ್ನು ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಬುಕ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಇದರಿಂದ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ go with the bonus issue. What do you mean by this? Bonus known as stock dividend or scrip dividend ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ? ಆರ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಶೇರ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಕಂಪನಿ ಟು ಇಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್. ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಶೇರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ಕಂಪನಿಯವ್ರು ವಾಟ್ ದೇ ಡೂ, ದೇ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಶೇರ್ ಟು ದೇರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ವೈ ದೇ ಡೂ ಲೈಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್? ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಡನ್ ಟು ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ದ ರಿಸರ್ವ್ಸ್, ಅವರ ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟನ್ನು, ಟು ದಿ ಶೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ, ಅವರ ರಿಸರ್ವನ್ನು ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಶೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ದೇ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಫ್ರೀ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಟು ದೇರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆರ್ ಬೋನಸ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದರಿಂದಾಗಿ ನೋ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ ವೆಲ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಇರೋದನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್ ಇಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. And here shares are allotted to specific individual or company. Only specific individual or company, usually at a predetermined price. See here, what ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ಸ್ ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್, ಫಾರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜಿಕ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್, ಫಾರ್ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಿಡಿಟರ್ಮೈನ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರೈಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡನ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿ ಅಪ್ರೂವಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಪ್ರೈಸನ್ನ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರಿಡಿಟರ್ಮೈನ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರೈಸನ್ನು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಅಲಾಟ್ ದ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಟು ಎ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಆರ್ ಎ ಕಂಪನಿ, ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಅಟ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಿಡಿಟರ್ಮೈನ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಗೋ ವಿತ್ ದ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್, ESOP. So employee stock option plan are used to employees as an incentive or part of the salary, are issued to employee. So these shares are issued to employee as a salary, part of salary or incentive. Yeah, main reason behind it to encourage the employee loyalty and ownership. ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯಿ ಲಾಯಲ್ಟಿನ ಎಂಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಕಂಪನಿ ವಾಟ್ ದೇ ಡೂ, ದೇ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ದ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ಸೆಂಟಿವ್. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯಿ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಾವು ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ಮೇಜರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಶೇರ್. What are the procedure or process steps are there while issuing? Means first what they need to do, they need to conduct a board meeting. Here we have to conduct a board of director meeting. In that meeting we have to pass a resolution regarding type of issue and take a approval of that. Okay, in that meeting what they decide, how decide number of shares, how many number of shares we need to issue, what is the price, what are the terms of issue, these are all decided in that meeting. Second one is shareholders approval. In certain cases like further issue of share, preferential allotment or increase share capital, ಈ ಮೂರು ಮೇಜರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಫರ್ದರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆರ್ ಶೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಅಪ್ರೂವಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಆರ್ಡಿನರಿ ಜನರಲ್ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಪಾಸ್ ಎ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಆರ್ ಆರ್ಡಿನರಿ ರೆಸಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್. Next, going for filing with registrar of ಕಂಪನಿ. ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ತೊಗೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಫ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆದರೆ ವಾಟ್ ದೇ ಡೂ, ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಅಪ್ರೂವಲ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ SBI ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಫೈಲ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. If it is a public issue or SEBI approval ತಗೊಂಡು they have to issue the prospectus. So next go with the prospectus. What is this? Prospectus is a legal document, right? It is a legal document inviting the public to subscribe the share. It's a legal document. It consists of what? Project plan, company information, project information, terms and condition of the company, name of the company, like that. Okay, here what they do, they make an invitation and issue to the public through certain medias, paper, advertisements, online media, like that, for playing the share of the company. That is the thing. That's what we call as a prospect. Next, receiving application. So next step is, once the company invites the public to apply the share, what they do, the public receive the applications. For that, they go for a bank, they receive the application and fill up the application form, and then they provide the application to the bank. So bank will receive the application by collecting the required application fees from them. So after that, in that situation, what happens? Sometimes what happens means company, okay, company requires this. Next step is oversubscription. In that only it occurs. Okay, public apply for few share than the number offered by the company. That is called under subscription. Company required 1 lakh share for start a business, but only 80,000 shares applied by the public. That what we call as a under subscription. Or it may be oversubscription also. What do you mean by that? Oversubscription is nothing but public applies more share than the number of share issued by the company. For example, company issue 1 lakh shares. It require 1 lakh shares, but public apply more share, 1,50,000 shares. See here, company required this much only, but public apply more amount of. In that situation, what company need to do means, some amount, excess amount here, 50,000 is there. That amount, in that company has to adjust some amount, either 20,000 or 30,000, excess amount 50. So adjust and take onto its capital, and remaining amount, what it does means, it pay back to the public through bank. Okay, refund to the public. Again, it refund to the public. This is the next thing. And next main thing is share allotment here. Okay, what is this allotment? After share application received, next company need to allot the share based on the application received. So there company have a 3 situations. Here company may issue share at the face value itself, at par. Share issued at their nominal value, which is the stand offer price. So that is what we call as, at that particular time of receipt application, whatever they have said, same value they issue, that is what we called as the at par. And discount below, share issued below the nominal value. If the face value is 10 rupees, if issued at 8 rupees, that difference amount will be the what we call as the below value is what we call a discounted rate. Okay, discounted rate. And ours, it may issue at a premium above the nominal value. The 3 situations, they may issue at premium, par or discount. Okay, next, making the call. What do you mean by that? The remaining amount on the share is collected in 1 or more installment is known as call. That means if shareholder fails to pay the amount at the time of allotment, if it takes some time for ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮನಿ, ಅವ್ನು ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡದೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಇನ್ನು ಬಾಕಿ ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಕಂಪನಿಯವರು ದೇ ಕಾಲ್, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾಲ್, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫೈನಲ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಎಸ್ ಕಾಲ್, ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲ್. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಕಾಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅರಿಯರ್ಸ್. ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಮೀನ್ ಬೈ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ, if shareholder fails to pay the installment money by due date, the unpaid amount is called arrears amount, calls in arrears. ಅವನೇನಾದರೂ ದುಡ್ಡನ್ನು ಡ್ಯೂ ಡೇಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಕೊಡೋಕೆ ಆಗದೆ ಹೋದರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪೇಡ್ ದಟ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅರಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್ ಏನು, ಇಫ್ shareholder won't pay the amount, okay, after making 3 call ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಕಂಪನಿ cancels their share. Forfeiture of share is the cancellation of share by the company due to shareholder failure to pay the call money. Okay, call money, installment money ನಾವು ಡ್ಯೂ ಡೇಟಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡದೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಕಂಪನಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ರೈಟ್ ಟು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ದಟ್ ಶೇರ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಫಾರ್ಫೀಚರ್ ಆಫ್ share. So these are all the procedure involved in issuing of shares. Okay. So to conclude today, friends and students, we studied, right? These are all the overview of the concepts today we were studying. That is shares, right? What is share? What are the types of share? Right? Equity and preference, process of issue of share, methods of shares, method of issuing of shares. No, so these are all the concepts we have studied in this class. Okay, in our next session we will solve journal entry related to issue of shares step by step. Okay, next session ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಓರಿಯೆಂಟೆಡ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ರೈಟ್, ಸೊ ಫೈನಲಿ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ patient listening to all. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the academy, Dr. Pramod Udupa, this Commerce Academy, for more simpler commerce lesson. Right? Thank you and see you in the next class. Thank you so much.